Hey, my beautiful Gemini, what's happening, what's crack-a-lackin', and what's poppin', baby? It's your boy, for CancerMoonsTarot, coming at you guys with your June 15th through the 30th mid-month love tarot reading. I hope you guys are doing well. If so, let me know down in those comments down below. Keep in mind, this reading is general. If it resonates, that's awesome. If not, it's not your message. Feel free to check out any other amazing tarot readers that we got here on YouTube, okay? These messages may resonate backwards or vice versa, so take them how they resonate if they apply to your particular situation. If you guys would like, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which is all linked down below. And you guys can also check out my sister and her boyfriend's YouTube channel. That is the first link in the description if you guys want to take a look into my family's life. Nonetheless, Gemini, I hope everybody's doing well, man. Let's get into your June mid-month and see what messages we got coming through, all right? Messages for Gemini here. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs throughout mid-June, 15th through the 30th. Messages for Gemini, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs throughout June 15th through the 30th. Gemini, y'all are coming through incredibly quick. Let's go ahead and get one more shuffle and see what we got going on, dude. Goddamn. Hey-o. Gemini, the overall energy for you guys during the second half here is the Five of Cups. Something's bothering you, and it's going to be very clear and prominent moving into the mid-month sector, okay? And it definitely doesn't feel like it's something that's bothering you that you can shrug off. It feels like something that's bothering you that you can't. This is the energy of being triggered, okay? Not sure yet what's triggering you. And of course, we're going to back this reading up with as much love as we can and support as we can, okay? Because I know that some people hear this, they're like, what the fuck? They freak out. Keep in mind, if it resonates, cool, let's work through it together. If it don't resonate, it's not your problem, you know, or it's not your reading, right? So getting into this, your overall energy, right, was the Five of Cups, and your current energy is the Seven of Swords. There is this energy of feeling like the odds are pinched against you, okay? Like the odds are pinched against you. There's something going on here with the Seven of Swords, because the Seven of Swords could either be self-deception or the feeling of being deceived by somebody else. In regards to who you're dealing with here, we do have the Knight of Wands. It can be a fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo that you're connecting with. And the outcome that's present is the Magician. So yeah, this reading is going to be triggering. And I really do apologize ahead of time. Please don't shoot the messenger. But this reading is going to be a very triggering one for Gemini, and we're going to get on into it. So I do want to say some beautiful things in the beginning. Happy birthday, guys. Happy birth season. I think it's awesome. I love Gemini season so much. Gemini season always has a lot of knowledge to teach, as Geminis are very knowledgeable. And I really appreciate you guys, as I do have Gemini within myself as well. Now, I will say that at the end of the day, we got to remember that we attract who we are. We attract what we project. We attract our vibration to us. And unfortunately, sometimes the negative things that occur in our lives are controlled through what we are manifesting, filtering, believing in, feeding, etc. And in this reading, I do feel like Gemini, you guys are going to be kind of forced to confront the negative byproduct of certain manifestations that you may have intentionally or unintentionally manifested into your life. So this is going to be a heavy one, and it's going to be a triggering one, because you don't want to hear, you know, what you did wrong to manifest a certain or negative situation. I wouldn't want to hear that either. But I ask that you guys take this reading with patience and true understandings, and we're going to dive deep, okay? So, taking a look at your overall energy, or what is necessarily crowning the reading, is the Five of Cups. With the Five of Cups being here, this is about disappointment. Disappointment possibly for things that you have lost, but at the same time, when you are always focused on where things are lost or where the negatives are at, we have to remember that where attention goes, energy flows. So when we are consistently shifting our focus to the negative things that have happened to us, when we're shifting our focus to the things we have lost, the things that upset us and make us hurt, what ideally ends up happening is where your attention goes, the energy will flow. You are feeding into a negative energy. And I also see, when you look at the Five of Cups, right? What's behind this man who's going through a grieving period? You have the Three of Cups in front of him, but behind him is two. There's two cups right there. And the Two of Cups can talk about the connection to yourself. The Two of Cups can talk about the connection of love that you have within yourself and for others. And at the end of the day, I'm going to sound like the biggest douchebag ever. But I am that person, man, who is like, no matter what really bad shit you're going through, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. And I had to learn that myself, okay? I've shared this story many times, but from the ages of 11 all the way to 17, I was a heavily depressed kid. I was very, very, very depressed. At one point, I was suicidal growing up. It was very difficult for me, and it was very difficult for me to actually recognize that I had to take accountability and responsibility for the things I was feeding myself into and the depression that I really realized that I could lift myself out of when I continued to put in the work into myself. So I do feel here for some of you Geminis that you always have to remember there's something good going on in your life. And when your attention is focused on all the negative things that are happening, you have to really do your best to say, you know what? Yeah, all these negative things are happening, but I do have these good things that are going on in my life currently. I have something here I'm grateful for. And even if it's just one thing you're grateful for that you can shift your attention to, that can make all the difference. Excuse me. That can really make all the difference. Okay? So that's why the Two of Cups always shows up in the Five of Cups card. Because no matter what you're grieving over, no matter what you've lost, there is always something to be grateful for that's right behind you that you can shift your attention to. So going into your current energy, Seven of Swords, you feel hurt, you feel deceived. Now feelings, I want to get into feelings because feelings are meant to be felt. You are meant to feel however the fuck you feel. And don't let another individual tell you shit. You're allowed to feel how you feel. You're allowed to be pissed. You're allowed to be sad. You're allowed to be depressed. You're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to be fucking happy. Everybody has feelings. But the thing about feelings is that they're meant to be felt because they're meant to be processed. So when you hold on to a certain feeling for such a long time, you're not processing that feeling. What you're actually doing is sitting in that energy. And at the end of the day, it's everybody's choice. If people want to be upset, they can be upset. If people want to be happy, they can be happy. It's your best life. But I at least feel with the majority of people that are suffering or going through something want to be happy in their life, okay? I don't believe that the majority of people want to be depressed or upset. So, you know, it all comes to taking responsibility of our happiness, which is a tough pill to swallow when other people could have caused unhappiness in our life, sure. But it all stems from we need to take responsibility of our happiness. So Seven of Swords, you feel hurt by somebody, you feel deceived by somebody, you may feel hurt by yourself, and you may feel hurt by others. Whatever this hurt is, we're going to go a lot deeper into it and what exactly is going on there. Now taking a look at who you're dealing with, we do have here a Knight of Wands. Can be a fire sign, once again, Aries, Sag, or Leo. Whoever the Knight of Wands is, the thing about the Knight of Wands is that they are famous for being in a part of your life and then not being a part of your life. That's what the Knight of Wands is very famous for. A very in and out kind of energy. Somebody who doesn't bring stability to the table. Somebody who doesn't actually show that they care. And I used to make this mistake, and the reason why I'm referencing, guys, so many examples that I've gone through is because maybe you can relate. So I want to throw that out there. I'm not trying to sit here and project what I've gone through for you. I just want to point out some examples that maybe you can resonate with. So I want to state that intention there. I used to believe that, you know, certain people would genuinely be there for me when I needed them to be. And unfortunately, not everybody will be. Not even the people closest to you will be there for you when you really need them. And you could be the most amazing person. Like, you can hold down anybody, Gemini, be there for anybody at any given time, and they could still not repay their debt. So what I learned a long time ago is that, you know, you gotta always have your back. Especially when you're going through something, especially when you rely on people. I learned not to rely on people because people are incredibly unreliable. I learned that I got to rely on myself. And if somebody can be there for me, I'm very appreciative of that. But if somebody's not there for me, I could see who people's real colors are, and I can also rely on myself. So I learned to build a very healthy relationship with myself when I'm going through things, specifically on my own when nobody else is there. And I think it's very important to build that relationship. So if that relationship has not been nurtured so far or yet, I really do advocate that you nurture that relationship with yourself. Now, looking at the outcome here, we do have the Magician. And the Magician is talking about manifestation, right? It's talking about taking responsibility for the way you've looked at certain types of things and the energy you're sitting in. I'm not telling you you've manifested bad things happening to you in your life. I'm not telling you that you deserve any negative things that have happened in your life. But what I am saying is that when we consistently focus on the bad things, we tend to sit in that energy and attract more bad things because we attract what we are, okay? So I really would like to do a nice healing reading here for all of you guys, and I hope that, once again, you're patient and you bear with me here. So we're going to dive a little deep into who you're dealing with. Whoever the Knight of Wands is, we'll take a look at this person, what's going on with them, right, throughout the mid-month of June, how they feel towards you. Then I'll take a look at how you feel towards them, what's going on with you. We'll take a look at where energies are aligning, and then we'll see the outcome, okay? And, we'll take this how we go. All right, so let's get on into this. In regards to who Gemini is dealing with, please. How does this person feel towards Gemini? And what is going on with this individual throughout June 15th through the 30th, please? Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout June 15th through the 30th. How does this person feel towards Gemini, and what is going on with this individual throughout June mid-month? First card out, 8 of Cups. They weren't there when you needed them. And that's exactly what the Knight of Wands continued to prove. So this person did make that choice to walk. They made that choice to not be around. They may have debated, 2 of Pentacles. I do feel like whoever you're connecting with here, they debated on whether or not they should stick around in your life or see the certain types of value in you. One thing that's important, Gemini, is like when a person debates your worth, that right there is a red flag. And it's a red flag because if somebody doesn't see your worth 100% and wants to be loyal and stick by you and like respect you and, care for you, if they have to debate what your worthiness is, that right there is a red flag that person shouldn't be a part of your life in the first place. But moving forward, though, we do have here the Justice card, okay? So for the first 3 cards that I see so far about how your person feels about you, they made the choice to walk away. They felt as if whatever the connection the 2 of you had, whether this was your friend, your family members, your lover, it don't matter who it is as long as it resonates, this person came to the conclusion that whatever sort of connection or relationship the 2 of you have established was not enough for them to continue to be present or to be around. And with the Justice card here for them, they felt that balance would be restored in their life if they walked away from the connection that the 2 of you shared, and that's their own personal feelings. We got here the World card, we got here the Lovers card, and we got here the Hierophant. And in this case, I don't think the Lovers is necessarily about romanticism. I think the Lovers is just representing you, as the Lovers card is the Gemini card. So your person here did close out a cycle between the 2 of you. Okay? Meaning that they definitely dipped. Whether they ghosted you, whether they, peacefully left your life or recklessly left your life, this person had moved past what you guys eventually had and had moved forward into other areas in their own life, okay? That's what the Hierophant's identifying as. The Hierophant's identifying as they had other commitments and priorities that they have kind of put themselves towards, and not necessarily were you a priority or a commitment for them. So they worried about everything else but you, and in your case here, you may have worried about them a lot. Okay? Also, messages can be backwards, vice versa. We know this, guys. So if you're a cross watcher and it resonates the other way around, that's your message, okay? So in regards to who you're dealing with here right now, Gemini, I feel like the person you're connecting with, they felt as if this connection the 2 of you shared wasn't enough. They had other things to focus on, and that's where they went to, okay? That's where they went to. Now we got here 4 of Swords, and this is what they're doing currently now in the mid-month of June. 4 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, and the Hermit. In the month of June, this person will be silent. In the month of June, I don't see text messages coming in. I don't see this person hitting you up. I don't see this person chatting or conversating. I feel like this person is continuing to keep their distance. And you know what? I think that's best for you. I think that's best for you, Gemini, for this person to keep their distance, because ultimately they were the one who placed a 2 of Pentacles on your value. They are the one who didn't see your value 110%, and we don't need people in our lives who do not see our true worthiness and our true value. That's just simply how it is. We don't need those types of people. Not to say the person's bad, not to say the person's evil, but if they don't see the true value that you are, maybe they're meant for somebody else and totally not meant for you, and that is okay. All right? So from what I'm seeing so far, the person you're connecting with, they felt like they had different priorities. They had to think repeatedly whether or not the connection was valuable or worth it. If they were testing your worth already, they're meant for another individual and not you. And ultimately, it seems like the balance here is balanced out, considering that you and this person have closed out of a cycle. So far, this person's out of your life. That's good. And that's not even the main focal point of the reading, which we're going to get into for you, Gemini. So what I can say is, moving into the second half of June, I don't see the person you're connecting with contacting you. I see them staying in the hermit mode. And what I said before, I think that's best. Now, let's get into you here so we can talk more about the main focal point of the reading. And we'll get into it, okay? In regards to how Gemini feels, towards the person they're dealing with and what's going on with Gemini throughout the second half of June. Let's see what's going on here. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Throughout June 15th through the 30th. How does Gemini feel towards the person they're dealing with, please? And what is going on with Gemini throughout June 15th through the 30th? First card out, Three of Cups. Woo! That's a big one right there, man. So, a part of you, Gemini, and I don't feel that from the 15th through the 30th you're going to feel this way. But I think for a while, a part of you wanted this reconciliation. You wanted this person back in your life. And I think that it was disappointing when they walked away from you. You know, it hurt. It fucking hurt. And a part of you was like, I want you back. But unfortunately, it's like, you know, sometimes we get way too caught up in our pain that we don't actually realize that it was a good thing, a blessing, that certain people walk out of our lives because we just feel so much for them. So I understand where you're coming from, because you felt so much for this person, so obviously you want them back, but because you felt so much for them, so much love, you don't see how they weren't good for you, and eventually you will. Like, so I have to point that out. Like, eventually you will see that they weren't good for you, okay? We got here the Ace of Swords, and we got here the Tower. So looking at the first three cards coming out so far in regards to your feelings during mid-June, to tell you the truth, it's intense, it's bumpy, it's a triggering time. You feel a whole bunch of emotions and a whole bunch of mixed emotions as well. There's a part of you that is angry. There's a part of you that's sad. There's a part of you that's kind of glad that it's over and you have the clarity to know that it wasn't meant to be. But all these emotions are cycling around, and it's hard to, you know, grasp on just one emotion because you're dealing with all of them. And I do feel here that the first week of the 15th, you know, that week starting the mid-month might be a little bit hard for you. You know, everything right now that's going on in the world is incredibly tough, and everything that's going on in your personal life is incredibly tough, and the energies are like, wow, man, 2020 is not it. I feel you, man. I feel you. But it is a very triggering time for you because you lost somebody you loved, and at the same time, too, your attention lately has been very focused to the negative and not focused to the positive. And with all that being said, where attention goes, energy will flow. You have been overflown with a lot of negative energy, and it is draining you, and you are quite tired. You are quite tired, you know? And I think that you're going to have a moment of realization here from the 15th through the 30th. And that moment of realization is like, wow, man, I'm tired of being sad. I'm tired of, you know, being upset over this certain situation that I experienced. And to tell you the truth, I would like to cut it off and just simply be in a period of time where I can feel relaxed, where I can just enjoy myself. Okay, now that could be identified or interpreted in two different ways for me, Gemini. I can see that as you guys shutting down, or I can see that as you guys just taking a break from what's going on, trying to take care of yourselves. It can go either way because every Gemini is really different. You know, my best advice would be to not shut down, because when you do shut down, you ignore what actually needs to change in order for your happiness to be prioritized, okay? So moving forward into the reading, we got here Five of Wands, we got here Page of Cups, and we got here Three of Pentacles. You're pissed, and I don't fucking blame you. You know, you're pissed that a person that was supposed to be there for you has not been there for you. You're pissed that they walked out of your life. And once again, I don't blame you. Whether this was romantically, whether they were romantically involved with you, whether this was your family with you, whether this was your, you know, your best friends with you. Like, I don't blame you guys for feeling that kind of pain and that anger. You're allowed to feel it, and you should feel it, because feeling feelings is processing feelings. And that is so fucking important. And I talk about that all the time. It is incredibly important. And with the Three of Pentacles here as well, the Three of Pentacles is like, you're going to notice that as you continue feeling your feelings throughout the month of June, how healing that is and how much easier it helps you really work on yourself and work on prioritizing your happiness. All right, now in regards to what's going on with you throughout the week, we got here throughout the remaining of the mid-month, you got the Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Ten of Wands. You're doing your best to really bury the burdens, okay, throughout the second half of June. So I do see a change happening in you here. where you are deciding to pick yourself up. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, you're deciding to live your life more with love rather than hate and negativity. And with the Ten of Wands here, you're tired of being drained and burnt out over this situation. You're tired of focusing on the negative, and you really want to try to turn it around and focus on something positive in order to take care of yourself. So remember how I talked about in the beginning of the reading, Gemini, that it could be triggering because I told you, you are 100% responsible for your happiness. You are responsible for, taking care of yourself, even when other people hurt you. Because at the end of the day, we can only always be responsible of ourselves, how we feel, and how we act on feeling. And not to say we can be responsible for how we feel. Not necessarily. Things can make us feel all different types of ways. And sometimes there is no control there. But how we act on those feelings, we definitely have responsibility and accountability. So remember how in the beginning of the reading I talked about how you guys were focusing on a lot of the negatives instead of the beautiful things that you do have in life that are right behind you? I am seeing a change of heart happening here for you. I am seeing you guys actually feeling your emotions and processing them and, deciding to kind of simmer down and focus on the good stuff. And that's good because that's taking accountability and responsibility for your pain, for what you're going through. And that's you ultimately prioritizing your happiness. And I'm proud to see that happening here. And if you're a Gemini right now who is not being responsible for what's going on emotionally, if you're not taking care of yourself, Gemini, and you're allowing yourself to be broken down by a person who clearly wasn't meant for you, then at the end of the day, the only person you're hurting is you. And I'm not blaming you. I'm not judging you, because I get that sometimes it is so incredibly hard. Life can be such a bitch that it's so hard to pick up the pieces, but we are in the end responsible. We are. So I really do hope for any Geminis there that are struggling right now with whatever's going on in their life, that you are taking up your responsibility to take care of yourself and to bring yourself into a good place, in a good space. Remember, no matter what negative thing is occurring, there's at least one good thing that's going on in your life that you can look to. And it's true, it's real, So regardless, I see a lot of you Geminis here, which I'm very happy to see. A lot of you Geminis here deciding to, at the mid-month, deciding to really get rid of this burnout energy, get rid of the draining energy, get rid of being focused on what happened between you and this person. You're moving into a place of acceptance and allowing yourself to simply say, you know what, it is what it is, what happened between me and this individual. I got to really focus on me and rebuilding myself. And instead of feeling jaded, I have to just recognize that, here's the Tower card. Things are meant to happen. The universe is always seeing things before I see that. I mean, whether you want to call it the universe or God, God is always going to see the real shit that you may not see, okay? Especially if you're clouded by feelings and emotions, God is always going to see that. So with the Tower card here, remember, you're having this massive realization of, holy fuck, I was over here crying over this person. Meanwhile, I had shit in my life to be grateful for. And on top of it, they don't even deserve me, especially if they're trying to test my own worthiness. If somebody cannot see your worth, Gemini, are they worth being in your life? Fuck no. They're not. Fuck no. Fuckity big fuck no. They're not worth being in your life, man. And like I said, it doesn't mean they're an evil person. It doesn't mean that they are like the worst person in the world. They're just meant for somebody else. And you're meant for somebody else, So that's what I'm seeing here so far for you. And I'm liking that I'm seeing most of you Geminis taking responsibility for your happiness. But for the few that aren't, I really ask you, give it a shot, man. Give it a shot, because you never know. You might see a total difference in your energy. I suffered for years with depression. And when I was 17, it was like a fucking switch in my brain flipped. I was like, you know what? I want to start having a positive mentality. I want to start having some positive change. And I recognized that I could rewire my brain. I could rewire my subconscious. I can rewire my mind from picking out everything negative first and rewire it to where I look at the positives in any negative situation. And I learned to live a better life that way. I learned to prioritize my happiness that way. And if I could do that, you can do that too. I don't know your background. I don't know your struggles. I don't know everything you're going through right now. I don't. And you don't know my background or my struggles or anything I ever went through either. But I know that if I could do it, you can do it. In regards to where energies are aligning, speaking of which, just after that comment I just made, take a look at the bottom of the deck. You got the fucking Star card. That is the signature of hope. There is hope. There is alignment. There is source energy out there protecting you and trying to guide you and love you, man. But in regards to where energies are aligning between you and this person, Gems, let's take a look. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout June 15th through the 30th. Where are energies aligning, please, between Gemini and this person? We got here Page of Swords. We got here Ace of Pentacles. And we got here Seven of Cups. You'll be cutting the lines of communication, which are good. And Ace of Pentacles, the universe is going to start putting in that work the moment you make the choice and the moment you make the realization that they're not meant for you. The moment that when the universe is like, holy shit, Gemini recognized. When the universe is like, yo, Gemini just recognized this ain't the right person for them. Sick. Let's get them into alignment with what's next on their path. Let's go, man. Okay, Seven of Cups. Time for new energies, time for new people, time for new opportunities. The universe, once the universe knows you're ready to move forward, the universe is going to push you into something new. Okay? That's something else that I want to discuss with you guys real quick. We always have to make sure we're letting the universe know we are ready for forward movement, because when we let the universe know, the universe will guide us to where we need to go. We got to make sure that they know vibrationally, not just saying, God, I'm ready to move forward. You got to feel it. You got to have your actions align with it, that you are ready to move forward, and the universe will take you to the forefront. You know? So nonetheless, you're cutting the lines of communication between you and this person. Ace of Pentacles, the universe is seeing you genuinely being ready for something new in your life, genuinely being ready to transform in such a beautiful way. New opportunities, new people, new romance, and things of that nature are coming towards you as you're showing the universe you're ready. As for the overall outcome between Gemini and this person throughout June 15th through the 30th, let's take a look. And Eight of Pentacles here, and King of Cups. As for the overall outcome between the two of you, you both have things to do, you both have things to work on, but you will be doing it in your own separate ways. From what I'm feeling in this current situation, Gemini, at the end of the day, you are going to hold back on your emotions, or not hold back on your emotions. You're going to feel your emotions and you're going to release them. You're going to purge this person out and simply let it be what it was. I don't see this individual affecting you that much more moving into July, but I do see with the Eight of Pentacles, you working incredibly hard on your emotional health and on yourself, and that's what I really like to see. In regards to the outcome between the two of you, yes, you are cutting the lines of communication here. You will not be talking to them moving forward, and keep in mind, they were the one who walked away anyways. But from what I feel like saying before I sign out this video is that I'm proud of those of you who are taking responsibility for your happiness. Like I said, maybe not everybody in this world wants to be happy, or maybe not everybody in this world wants to be in a good place. I don't know. But I feel like most people do. And if you are going through a lot, you can get through it. But you have to make that change within yourself. You have to make that choice in your mind first, in your heart. Okay? And when you make that choice that you want a good life, you want positivity, you want to be on that brink of happiness, you got to make that first choice. And your actions have to follow through with the choice that you decided to make. And you will see a difference. I promise you, you will. You know, we have to take responsibility sometimes for our own faults. If we decided to resonate with negativity, you know, we attract what we are. Maybe you attracted more negativity. We have to recognize that we are responsible for the manifestations, whether negative or positive, that we create into our life. And if you've created negative manifestations by putting your attention on negative things, it's time to shift your attention to the positive things, to create positive things in your life, you know? And that is where we're responsible, because where our energy goes, or where our attention goes, our energy flows. And I want you guys to just be aware of that, you know? There's always something better. Even if there's so many negative things going on in your life, there's always something better to look at, okay? So look, not a lot of details about the person you're dealing with. There doesn't need to be. That cycle's coming to a close. They're meant for somebody else. You're meant for somebody else. What I do like to see here, though, is that it's time to get out of that negative vibration. It's time to get out of just focusing on the negative things. It's time to look at the bright side. And that's what we're seeing here with you. And you're starting to let the universe know you're ready for new things. And the moment you let the universe know that, not just by saying it, but by vibrationally embodying it. What is a vibration? It's how we think, how we feel, what we perceive, what we believe. When your vibration aligns with forward movement and change, the universe has nothing else they can do but push you towards that. Okay? So God loves you, man, and God's got your back. And for those of you here that are going through this magnificent change, I'm proud and happy for you, man. I really am. And I do apologize if I triggered people with this reading, but I felt a lot of serious energy during this reading, and I felt like things needed to be shared, you know? If anybody has any comments down below that they are confused about or want to talk about, please feel free to comment. I will do my best. As I am uploading a lot of content moving in the next couple of weeks, I will do my best to try to respond to you. If I don't, you can message me on Instagram. You can message me via the DM, and I can do my best to see. I get a lot of DMs on Instagram, guys, so YouTube's probably your best bet, but if you DM me on Instagram, I might just see it, okay? All right, my Gemini, I love you guys. Be safe, be well, enjoy the rest of your season. We're moving into Cancer season very, very soon. So enjoy the rest of your season, guys, and have a lovely one. I love Gemini season. It's going to be dope. Wishing you all happy birthday, or happy belated if your birthday already passed, and have a good rest of your month, dude. Things are looking up for you, and I'm happy to say that. I will see you guys in July 2020. Much love, my Gemini people. Peace.